Jahmyr Gibbs is an absolute dog, and the Detroit Lions defend again as they have locked down the number one seed in the NFC. And ironically, both number one seeds in the NFL are both 15-2. The Chiefs getting blanked today with their backups, and the Detroit Lions having to use every last game in order to have home field advantage. First and foremost, shout out to everybody I saw at Ford Field. RIP Jared Goff head. The guy I was with went and caught a shirt, bam, and just crumpled it into a bunch, just bent over, and he had wrinkles in his forehead. So I gotta get me another one, man. But the Detroit Lions, man, the atmosphere was insane. It was a very, very slow start. The score was 10-6 heading into the half. It is so many. It's not. I really can't. I don't even want to nitpick in this game because it was so much good. The defense, I got to give a game ball to Jahmyr Gibbs first and foremost. I got to give it a game ball to Amik Robinson. And the defense as a whole, every single member on the defense. Hopefully we hear from Terrion Arnold and hear that it's not as bad as it may have been. We were hearing Achilles at the stadium, but he probably won't be able to go in 2 weeks. But the Detroit Lions, they really took care of business. Today was something special. I mean, we've been doubted every single the ESPN panelists. I don't even know how many people picked us to win today's game. And we didn't just win, we won convincingly. We didn't allow the Vikings to score a touchdown one time. Our red zone defense, which is top in the league, stood firm. I got to give it, you know what? The defense gets the ball. Amik Robinson gets the ball. Alex Anzalone, welcome back, Thor. It was what a difference maker he was. But the Lions had the Minnesota Vikings shook. Sam Darnold, I was sitting in the end zone where the Detroit Lions were going in the second and fourth quarter. And you might have seen me. If you saw him, I'm going to go back and hopefully you see the Jared Goff head on TV. Again, RIP Jared Goff, man. But it was the defense. I mean, they tightened up. And when they got in the red zone, I was like, man, this is our time. This is our time to shine. And the ball was like on a 2-yard line, 2-yard line. And this team stood up, man. They was getting in Sam Darnold's face a lot. Zadarius Smith needed 2 sacks. He got 1. But what a privilege it's going to be this week to hear everybody who just wouldn't shut up talking about the Minnesota Vikings, from their fan base to their busted organization, $2 million wasted. By the way, this was the loudest I've heard Ford Field when the Lions were on offense. It was a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans, enough to make a noticeable difference on it. It was comparable to, I mean, I think the Lions rep better anywhere they go. We took over Indianapolis. When we go, you're going to make sure you're going to hear us. I'm not sure you guys heard them on TV. They were loud enough to make some noise in the stadium. Like, it wasn't silent because they were deep. It was a lot of purple spread about, but you did all of that for nothing. The Detroit Lions took care of business, and there's no question mark ever about Jahmyr Gibbs, period. The dude has been money since Dave Montgomery has gone down. Shout out to Jamison Williams. Needed 33 yards. He got 34. We were kind of watching to see how many yards he got. But let's go over the stats. Passing first downs, the Detroit Lions, what's cool is that the Detroit Lions held them scoreless in the fourth and first quarter. And again, they only had field goals, and it was a missed field goal as well. That wind up taking the Detroit Lions getting 3 points at the end of the half. Passing first downs, Detroit had 24-14. Passing first downs, 14-7. Rushing first downs, 9-3. First downs for penalties, they was calling a bunch of junk to me on our team, but we overcame it in a big way. 4-1 for us. Third down efficiency, Lions went 5 for 12. The Minnesota Vikings went 3 for 13. Fourth down, Lions went 50%. The Minnesota Vikings went 0 for 3, and most of that was in the red zone. It was, I think all 3 of those were in the red zone. It was insane. It was insane. They was just they're going to go for it immediately. Total plays, 66-62. Total yards, 394 to 262. Total drives, 11 apiece. Yards per play, the Detroit Lions had 6 to their 4.2. Passing, Sam Darnold only threw for 142 yards. Jared Goff was 216. Sam Darnold, man, only completed 18 out of 41 passes. Jared Goff was 27 for 33. 2 of those were interceptions. That's crazy. Yards per pass, 3.3 to 6.2. Interceptions thrown, Jared Goff. Sacks, they both were sacked twice. Rushing, most of this came on a really big play by Cam Akers. It was like 60-some-odd yards, and the Detroit Lions had 178. Rushing attempts, 31. 31. I mean, we were really leaning on Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to their 19. Yards per rush, 6.3 to 5.7. Red zone, they went 0 for 4. The Detroit Lions went 3 for 3. One of those was a beautiful wheel route by Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, he is a monster. I remember saying, Dan, just take the points, man. But you knew we know that coach is not going to go. We were saying it in the stadium. He's Dan Campbell is going for it. If it's 4th and 2 for it, he going, and we on their side of the field, he's going to go for it. Penalties, 8 for 49 yards and 6 for 30. 2 turnovers from us, which was the interceptions, and we dominated time of possession, man. And if we go at let's look at the team stats here. We know what Sam Darnold, Cam Akers. Let's look and see what was Justin Jefferson. 3 catches. He was targeted 9 times. His long was 31. And what did TJ Hawkinson, 9 yards. Jordan Addison, wow, had 1 reception, 0 yards. I mean, Aaron Glenn was calling himself a game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 139. 139, had 3 touchdowns. He actually had all 4. He had 3 rushing and 1 receiving. The dude is fast. He's fast. He scored all but 1. The 4th down, his receiving touchdown was the only one scored that wasn't scored in the end zone I was sitting in. Amon-Ra St. Brown, quiet day. Sam Laporta kind of came alive. Jamison Williams, look at that, man. Hey, he needed 33 yards. He got 34. And Jahmyr Gibbs added another 31 yards. Tim Patrick came through clutch. Khalif Raymond, it was great to see him back. The Detroit Lions, man. Alex Anzalone, welcome back, man. It's crazy because you could see the difference that he made. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if y'all saw this on TV, but Hutchinson is back on the sideline. He is back on the sideline, bro. I couldn't even believe it that he's back on the sideline. So he's not like in the suite, and he is back on the sideline in street clothes. You know what I'm saying? So the dude is trying to get back. Lions make the Super Bowl. It's literally in 33 days. The dude could be back. He really could be back. And it was great to see the love. You could see Zadarius Smith was trying his hardest, bro. He came close a lot. He was going to get $250,000 extra if he would have gotten 1 more sack today. And he was trying, man. That 4th quarter, he was all in. And it's really nothing bad to say. I mean, the defense kept us in that game for 2 quarters. And we made adjustments at halftime, and we were able to come out, get those points. And when we went up and it was 17-9, I was like, okay, if the Vikings score here, and they actually got that big play. They got that big play from Cam Akers. It got down inside the 5. And then I'm like, okay, if we score here, we know our offense we're kind of rolling now. So, and I completely expected that the Lions offense would have to go score. I just felt like Justin Jefferson would bust open. I mean, never did. Never did. We played him outstanding. It's just so many good things, man. I can't. NFC North 2 consecutive times after never winning it for 30 years, or the 23 years it had been. I think it was 22 years, never winning it. Now we've back to back, bro. So when you look at the graphic, you're going to see Lions twice. That's some Green Bay Packers stuff right there. It really is. Man, it was what a game. What a game to be at. Alex Anzalone came out and the building erupted. I can only imagine when Hutch, we won't, man, if Hutch, here's what I hope. I know we won't see him. We won't. But if Aiden Hutchinson has a chance to play for the Super Bowl, what I would love to see is the Detroit Lions dress him. They dress him. They have him come out. He comes out the tunnel, but he doesn't play. Because if he is back, I mean, we erupted for Alex. The roof would fly off if Hutchinson came out. Alex was like, because Hutch usually comes out. And, I mean, it's kind of crazy because I feel bad because I think the weakest person was probably Jack Campbell. And Jack Campbell needs some love. He playing lights out. He really is. But it still hasn't sunk in. We were leaving, and one of the guys was like, he was like, "Yo, man, we've never done this before. Ain't y'all happy?" And I think it was like sinking in. It was sinking in that we did it. We did it, bro. Like, I gotta sleep. I gotta wake up, and I think this week is gonna sink in. It's gonna sink in that the Detroit Lions are the first seed, and all roads go through Detroit. Like, man, yes, it hasn't sunk in yet. It hasn't sunk in. But we sit back and we await our opponents, and the playoffs are set. Miami is eliminated, so Calais Campbell will probably be waived tomorrow, I would assume. Not sure if how that's going to go. I would love to get him on this team. Oh my God, because I mean, Levi went down, but he was there. But the defensive line got a little chipped up. O'Connor, I don't know I think it was a calf for him. So if Calais Campbell, listen, if I'm anybody getting waived, if I'm Calais Campbell, I'm saying, yo, I'm retiring unless I go to Detroit. If Calais Campbell come to this team, we win in the Super Bowl. With a 38-year-old defensive end, we win in the Super Bowl. Because oh my God, bro. Like, now it's starting to sink in that we there. Divisional. We play the weaker opponents. Divisional. So here's what I think is going to happen. I'll save this for another video. But the Detroit Lions, man, first seed, 15-2, best record ever. Both first seeds have 15-2 records. I can't wait to hear Rich Eisen, Ryan Clark, the entire ESPN. I cannot wait to hear the Lions, no doubt, should be back in first place. They should be back in first in the power rankings. Man, oh man, we've waited a long time, Lions fans, and here we are. But we ain't done yet. 2 more games to go till we get to our first Super Bowl. Listen, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be at Ford Field. Anyway, this channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I cannot believe this week is really going to sink in as we watch the narrative. I cannot wait to tomorrow morning. I cannot wait. Well, wait a minute. It's already here.